So, I hope everyone had a good St. Patrick's Day last night. I know I had fun. The Penguins certainly did, winning 4-2, beating the Carolina Hurricanes. Eddie Lack was great for Carolina. He had 45 shots, I believe, on him and stopped 41 of them, which is pretty incredible. Matt Murray, on the other hand, bit of a shaky start. He'd like to have that first goal back, but he was solid the rest of the way. Carolina had a 2-0 lead. He was able to play really well, let his team get back in the game, and made 23 saves. And he's now given the team 7 quality starts. A quality start basically just means a goalie gives your team a chance to win. And basically every single game he's played, he's given his team a chance to win, which is what you want from your goalies, what you expect from goalies. And with the news that the NHL expansion draft is possibly coming in the summer of 2017, now the Penguins have 3 goalies that they're going to want to protect: Murray, Jarry, and Fleury. Jarry and Murray might be exemption to the rule based on their pro status. Not totally sure, but definitely if they're not, one of them is going to have to be left exposed. And I would not want Murray to be that guy. I would say he would have to be the priority. And then maybe, and I really like Jarry and Ned as well, but he's young, so maybe you start looking at a Fleury and try to pick up someone else. But that's still a year away. For right now, let's just enjoy Murray and Fleury together, the wonderful tandem that is. And let's also enjoy Sidney Patrick Crosby. That's right, his middle name's Patrick. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. Bam, it's not a coincidence. 2 goals. Now he has 31 goals, his 7th 30-goal season in just his 11th NHL season. Of course, during the lockout shortened season, that didn't. He obviously did not get that because it was shortened by the lockout. And then last season, he would have had more. I think he had 28, but he was not very good under the old coach. And then, of course, he's basically missed a season and a half due to injury. So you have to take away from that as well. But basically every year he's been healthy and they've had a full season. He's had 30 goals, which in this league, especially now, is incredibly hard to do. We're seeing Alexander Ovechkin on pace to get his 6th or 5th, 50th goal season. I don't know, something insane, which is like absolutely unheard of. And he's arguably the greatest goal scorer of all time. But for Crosby to get 30 for a guy who's not known as a goal scorer is pretty incredible. He's got just about the same amount of goals as Steven Stamkos, a little bit fewer. Steven Stamkos is someone who's known as goal scorer. Crosby's not. Remember, they both tied for the Rocket Richard back in 2010 with 51 goals. So to say Crosby's having an incredible, very good season would be an understatement. I'd say he's come on very strong lately. He now has a 10-game point streak. He's the first player this season to have multiple point streaks of 10 games or more. He's now had the second most active multiple point streaks of all time. Jaromir Jagr is first. And Malkin is also on the list. So 3x Penguins. Pretty amazing. Crosby now also has a chance to move up in the standings after news that Sagan tore his Achilles 15%. He'll probably definitely overtake him and Carlson. If he continues on this pace, he could be in the top 3 because, well, it's great the Penguins are playing really well and they've now won 4 in a row. Things are looking really good. The one issue I do have, again, is the continual scratch of Derek Pouliot. I know they've won 4 in a row, and Mike Sullivan, is very stubborn and blows the chin up his lineup, especially when you're winning. I mean, why would you? But he's got to look at his roster and he's got to think about the tools Derek Pouliot has and what he can bring to the lineup that a defenseman like Ian Cole or Justin Schultz cannot. Especially with Evgeny Malkin out, the Penguins have to get a better power play, and they need that on the second unit because the unit from the first unit's great, but we see a massive drop-off in the second unit. Pouliot can be there and he can add another offensive presence, another offensive-minded defenseman, because you can never have too many of those, and he has more offense than Ian Cole. While Ian Cole made that great little play for Crosby's sick goal yesterday, Derek Pouliot, that's something that he has in his arsenal more often. He can pull it out more often. He can skate. He can shoot. He does more of the things that you need to succeed. Whereas Ian Cole, he's just not as talented, and he's not as fast. He's not as good defensively. He's been caught many times out of position, and him with Justin Schultz, it's a bit of a scary pairing, and he's not as good offensively, and maybe you just rotate the three guys in and out of the lineup. It's not ideal because you want to generate chemistry, but all of them are playing well, so you don't want to sit any one guy out for too long because you don't want to punish him, but you also don't want to break up what you have that's good. But you have to be playing a player like Dirk Pouliot because you invested in him, you traded up to get him, and it doesn't really seem like they're all that invested in him. So maybe they are showcasing Ian Cole because they want to trade him in the offseason. That is a possibility. But with a player like Dirk Pouliot, with all the tools he has to be playing, especially when he's not fully established. He's got to be playing if he wants to get better, because staying in the press box, watching videos, practicing only gets you so far, right? As they say, practice makes perfect. A perfect practice makes practice. So if he practices and all learns, or learn the little things and the little nuances, and he plays in a game, he can take those experiences and improve. Ian Cole is not going to really get any better. He's at his limit. Dirk Pouliot is, and the only way that he can continue to get better is to put him in the lineup. And, if you leave him out after 5 games and you try to put him back in, he's not going to be as good. He's going to be rusty. He's going to be cold, and that's when he starts to make mistakes. And then you sit him out again, and it's going to be this never-ending cycle. You don't want him to sit for too long, so you rotate kind of those 3 guys in and out. You put the one game here, etc. See what works, because you don't want to get any one of them cold. When Ben Lovejoy comes back, realistically, he should be the one that sits. Now, we all know that won't happen because I think he's the worst defenseman on the whole team by a mile, but he should be the one that sits. He should be the 8th defenseman. However, we all know that's not the case. Dirk Pouliot will probably get sent down, or he probably won't play again, but I would really put him with Schultz, and then I would sit out Cole, or I put him with Cole and sit out Schultz. But you cannot keep sitting Pouliot game after game after game. It's just inexcusable, because the talent that he has, you traded Jordan Staal, you moved up in the trade to get him, you got him on the 8th overall pick. That's a lot of expectations, and he's not going to meet those if he's just sitting in the press box. So anyways, that's all I have for this video. Please if you like, subscribe if you really like it. Share with all your friends, tell everyone, and I'll see you after the next game, back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. And big 2 points. Philly's coming in hot, so we need to win. All right, see you guys.